Or Blood Wings early on if you want to be a bit more conservative and just still also be able to build defense.
Have something that counts.
Yeah. So the reason why I thought of the Vexana, other than all making sense, this happened to me yesterday in my own ranked games.
Oh, did it?
I picked Glue as one of the last picks blue side, and then the last pick was Vexana, and it blowed us up.
Oh, you got blowed up.
You got blown up. Well, let's see if it works here. We're jumping into it. Our first match of week 2. We get 3 games. We're jumping into game 3 here. Will it be Twisted Minds or Smart Omega that gets the victory here? Both incredible lineups for this last game. We'll see how it all plays apart.
Hey, silver lining for the Barangay. If this works out, then that means they have figured something out in the metagame. They figured out that these weird heroes that we've forgotten can still matter.
Yeah.
Because there's no other option, I think, especially since they banned the Eve, where you could hold a box. And that was their main problem in game 1.
Yeah. Plus, it's going to be harder now once they're all level 4s and Mingwin can burst down the little gluelets.
Yeah.
Chinese translation, mini long longs. Once those are gone, it's going to be difficult for him to actually get a jump onto someone. He has to be very honest, just keep bouncing on someone and putting those marks up so that he can just latch on to a member of Omega. Because again, we've stated the reasons why this Vexana makes sense. That little stun that you can dish out with I believe it was Deathly Grasp that it was called. It mess up an entry of the Hilda and the Harley.
It's him with a Terrify and Sean too. So they both have that kind of ranged crowd control.
Yeah, that little bit of time that it buys for both the compositions here. So it's rather kind of just null, in the beginning. Like, you're not going to see too much as most teams wait to get these level 4s available right around this turtle here. Even in the sense that MP the King's got to be careful of his own entry just because of the way that Grasp does work with Vexana.
Both mid laners not level 4 yet, but with the wave coming in mid, Sean will be able to hit level 4 before Mingwin, who will have to get EXP through the EXP lane.
James not quite there yet. MP the King and Sean putting a lot of pressure. Lanto already has his grab. Kaloy very low. That's Pertiva jumping in. Kaloy running away with it. MP the King flickers back. Secures you with the retribution. James jumps in. Does not secure it just yet. Use that flicker. Draws first blood on Kaloy.
Could have been really bad for Omega. Again, Mingwin hasn't hit level 4. Lance, who jumped up on the right time, but in the end, they were able to split up the fight so that the focus of the glue is split up as well. Handled really well by Omega. Twisted Minds, you can't fault them for pouncing on that. It looked like it was going to be really good for them. It was just answered very well.
A little bit of a threat here around the purple buff of MP, but the team is there for him, so he can go ahead and secure it. So he will grab his buff, but yeah, good kind of decision there to deal with that. They go ahead and trade things out, but it's just a kill. It's only a kill over for James as he grabs that. Oh,
Phantom Steed, Horizon, a stolen Phantom Steed by Sean. We saw this last weekend.
Forcing out the Raging Sandstorm, Kaloy was just swinging away at Perks, who took a lot of damage. So again, Hilda Valentina still hurt. I believe Ryzen was able to get the last hit on that golem though. Skypiercer is the rush for Owl. He didn't go through the Fury Hammer route. He went straight for Skypiercer.
Tell you why, man. After that carry game, he's like, I want to play. I want to be in these fights. I want these stacks. And so he goes that route with Skypiercer.
Which makes a lot of sense. They have burst in their roam mid trio that can set up for Owl to get Skypiercer stacks early on if they can get it.
And this is one of the few times you can in the early games.
Yeah.
Later on, even Ryzen will be hard to pop.
Yeah. Very, I don't want, it's not passive, but it's just one of these situations where either team has to throw it at each other to fight this out. We might just see more so objective fights because even in a sense, like I said, with MP, he doesn't necessarily want to go for these pickoffs right away on this Harley.
Okay. Twisted Minds are going to get advantage for the turret, but Kaloy will have the vision. Lanzu's going to be playing catch-up with this. Better positioning for Omega.
Oh, they blast Perks, forcing a quick sand guard. James comes in with an Infernal Pursuit. Lanzu running headstrong into that brush, and both teams are able to reposition.
Get on them, Lanzu. Just get on them.
Going for Sean.
James jumps on a Sean. Sean very low. MP the King blasts away. Quick sand guard into a Raging Sandstorm on the park. He gets taken down by Kaloy. Ryzen runs into 3. MP able to space escape on out of there. And there you go. Lance heard you. He's riding James right now. Riding James. And James able to survive.
Perxiva and James were way too aggressive with that start. They thought that they could buy a lot of time so that Ryzen will just be able to freely get the turtle, but the turtle was not low enough. So now the question is, Perxiva and James, why?
Yeah, that was my question. Why? What was going on in that team fight? And so it might ultimately be a reset. We've got Ryzen going and grabbing his purple buff. MP's down pot. The rest of the team is up here around the turtle. So we'll see exactly what they decide to do. There is going to be a push down there for that tier 1. Perxiva takes a couple shots from Kaloi.
Whoa. Twisted Minds are trading the turtle for this push down bottom. And I think Omega have just accepted this and said, let's just lean into it. And MP gets the push down bottom.
Yeah, it seems like the presence of the glue was enough. So far we haven't really felt the presence of the Ming-Gwyn Vexana pick just yet. But Omega, it's a weird mix of they are being patient but also taking unnecessary risks. And it's going well for Twisted Minds. They can open up the map. These little victories that they're getting by Omega being a little bit more, sort of mixed with their priorities is working out very well for them. They can build a big lead through this.
Femsteed thrown out, but again, it's just Kaloi there. Let's take a look at the items where they're falling into place here this early on in the game.
Okay. Gold laners. Okay, now he's finally building the Fury Hammer Owl, second item. Very close to the goal, so Neski does have the DHS. So both gold laners have a much better time. MP the King has a slight lead over Ryzen, who only has the War Axe now.
Okay. As they kind of find themselves just protecting the tier 1. So Omega looking for their own opening to kind of fight back here. One of the things that you will have to do because you have a Claude in your team is to go ahead and scale up on the Claude. And so you have James up here on that front side of the map to go ahead and help out here. It's so difficult for Omega to actually find a potential pickoff on their own, like starting it up themselves, where most likely they're going to be responding to what Twisted does to them.
Oh my Perks! God. And Perks, you're able to survive, even with Sean flickering forward, smelling blood in the water, but the quick sand guard keeps Perks alive. What was that?
That's huge info. Sean got greedy. I understand why he wanted to do it, but it was right at the edge. Oh, Neski!
Blazing duet on out.
Oh, they balanced it out. Did not expect
moonwalk.
It was.
He kind of does moonwalk out when he plays duets.
Smooth criminal with it too. At least Kaloi got to balance it out, forcing out the blazing duet from Nevsky. And they got the tower. So again, the little wins through Omega's passiveness or just getting caught out by Twisted Mind, they're stacking, and now they have a comfortable advantage for Turtle 3. Whoever wins this might actually be set up to win Lord 1.
Sean with a stolen Rampaging Sandstorm. Checks range. Kaloi gets caught. A lot of damage from those three. Lansu clearing that Y brush. Kaloi jumps in.
Oh,
Lord still not summoned. Where is the hit? Oh, Ming can take it down. Ryzen secures it. They're jumping the stolen Raging Sandstorm. James jumps in Infernal Pursuit. Stack for Owl. All wins so far for Twisted. And they force back the two remaining members of Omega.
Ryzen might have been able to get the turtle, but man, they lost so much in that fight.
They didn't have enough to peel for Ming-Gwyn. It was way too easy for Kaloi to just go ahead and jump on to that Vexana. Ming-Gwyn threw everything. Deathly Grasp, Eternal Guard. And that did not stop Kaloi from blasting him. It was actually a miracle that Ryzen was able to get that turtle. But I don't think there's enough talk between James and Perks.
Oh, gets Nevsky right in his face! And that's a blazing duet on through. Surprising how Kaloi survived all that. Did Ming-Gwyn get to bring out an EG? Did it get melted that quick?
Yep, it did earlier on.
Yeah, earlier on he used it, but I think Redmar, he echoed this in the draft. He was worried that Ming-Gwyn would just get focused on and blown up. And that's basically what we've seen. I know he's only died once, but if you're seeing it happen in these team fights, he's focused so hard.
Yeah, and as expected, he's going for a Winter Crown second item. That's the main choice he got. But it's a tough call right now for James and Perxiva to decide who's going to be staying back to help peel for Ming-Gwyn. I think it has to be the Phobius. But the problem is, Perxiva might not be able to buy enough time. Eternal Quick's Handguard can only heal him. And there's still a lot of damage coming out of Twisted.
Oh, James jumps on the Kaloi. Pressuring MP the King. Do something! Forcing a space escape from MP. Perxiva spent his Raging Sandstorm to do that.
Yeah, to do that, to try to get something to happen, doesn't happen at all. And now you have a Divine Glaive on Sean. Sean's been able to go ahead and just, I feel like, poke even more than what we've seen from the Vexana for Mingwen here. Just allowing him to go ahead and utilize the ultimates that he decides to take and set things up. So now that the Lord is up, I don't know, man. Based on what we've seen from Omega, they haven't been able to really win these team fights they're looking for. There's the winner crown. It's picked up. Maybe a bit of defensiveness will help them get in a better position here. But you can see Netsky's clear over on the other side of the map. He's going to go ahead and clear that. Hopefully he doesn't get caught out here. Look at the positioning from MP. At least gets the information. And now they'll go ahead and try to fight for the positioning here as they make their way for this Lord.
Great proactive map management by TWIS, and Omega's taking a lot of hits.
Perciva, very low, doesn't get the click that puts Vanguard and flickers back.
He had to defensively use that. There was no way if he stayed there. But now with that gone, Twisted might look to still continue to punish here. Omega's so clumped up too. They have to be careful on how they approach this fight.
Chloe and Lansu, Omega, it looks like they have no answers for this Hilda and Glue early on. Even if they're trying to provide space and peel for Mingwen, it forces them in a very defensive position that collapses onto the Vexana. But it's great for the Glue, it's great for the Valentina and the Granger, making them easy. I'll make it easy for them to land poke shots.
Whoop, man-to-man defense, James on Lansu. Perciva very low again. Phantom Steed by Ryzen. They're just focused on the Lord. How are they gonna get this quick knockup? There goes that getting shot, find him. Ryzen secures and James can't survive as he walks into Owl's bullets. 2 deaths for Omega, but they get the Lord.
They spaced out well enough for Ryzen to miraculously find some space to get the retribution on the Lord. But Twisted Minds will get the push out in mid. And I think it's going to be one of those Lords that will easily be cleared up by Twisted Minds once it comes out for Omega. And it will be.
Yep. Lord spawns. Twisted continues to take down some of these turrets. They hold it there. Let's see if there's something that Smart Omega might try to do. They pull the Lord in the jungle. They take care of it. It's cleared out. They'll take some buffs on their way unless Ryzen can secure it. That he does. You know, again, you're seeing how much work it takes Ryzen for the objectives. Even that Lord earlier on, he had to be able to go ahead and get that timing just right to secure themselves the Lord. But even so, they have other issues to worry about right now. And you saw what happened. They wanted to blitz that Lord when they saw MP, the King, up top, trying to clear that wave. And they just barely made it here. So we'll see if that's enough adjustments. I think part of this, too, is for Netsky. You know, he's got the Trinity locked in now. He's working on his next defensive item. I think he's going rose gold here, potentially locked in, and just to have some of that sustainability through the magic damage, because he needs it.
It is going to be rose gold. Also, next up for Mingwen, it's either going to be the Lightning Truncheon or straight to the Divine Glaive, just so you have that burst right away. But Kaloy and Lansu have been taking the damage in stride. Omega, slow push out of the map, but Twisted Minds just traded out in the bottom for a second tower. And now Omega needs to go back. Okay, he's fine, he's fine.
He's going to be fine here. He has had to do so much work at farming up on this Claude, but he should be there. I mean, granted, imagine this kind of lineup you're up against, and he's only died once. That is pretty good for him because of just how much potential there is to die, especially with a Harley across from you and the rest of this lineup. Owl has been able to go ahead and get a couple sacks too on the Sky Piercer, but it's more so just what they're able to do. Yep.
2 layers of protection from Mingwen.
Mingwen needs it.
Full utility protection for the Vexana. Might not be enough damage. I don't think it will be enough damage.
It's enough damage to pop those longs, but not enough to take down the actual front line you're looking to clean up for TWIS.
And this with the problem for Omega, it's like they're getting small wins, but they can't get a big definitive win because the front line of Twisted Minds are way too tanky.
Oh, James gets threatened here by Kaloy. Ryzen calls in, MPL. The answer, front line. There's the Eternal Guard. Kaloy pamps into the small brush. In comes Lansu. He can't find a ride, can't mount. And Ryzen is going to lose the Phantom Steed here. And Sean steals it on the way out.
All right, a whole lot used there. But that's exactly what you guys were talking about. There just wasn't exactly the enough damage to turn that in favor. And yeah, Nevsky utilizing his Blazing Duet there and the Flicker. So they don't have that. James as well, that's down too. And Lord is up now.
Let's get on brass tacks. Omega lost that trade. Lansu's Flicker for James and Netsky's.
Two big ultimates, battle spells utilized. Oh, Twisted Minds are going for the blitz. Soft blitz. Oh, no. They're slowing it down. Slow it down.
There's a real Phantom Steed coming through. He one more time, but at the cost of Perciva. He trades for MP, rising very low, gets mounted and gets taken down by Kaloy.
Ooh, the secure again. Ryzen is keeping Omega in this game.
Mean Dean is keeping Omega alive here. He's somehow finding these little angles of freedom within the Lord Pit. It's just like, retry. Easy take for me. But now with this Lord marching forward, Perciva and Ryzen will be back. Slower push out. Twisted Minds look to meet them somewhere in the top lane, seeing if they can stop this Lord from making it to the turrets.
See if they're able to do that. Lord's going to be worked on it now. Omega wants to give that Lord a bit of a space so he can actually turn some of this in their favor. It hurts. Kaloy will take a couple shots. We'll see if they can even get that mid-tier 1 turret down. It hasn't fallen just yet. So Omega, at this point, they just want to get what they can here. Playing with this Lord as it charges into the tier 2 up top.
From the right, Kaloy protecting that entry. Perciva taking too much damage. Survives with about 1 HP as the Lord takes down that tier 2.
I think that was a breath of relief from Perciva. I don't think he expected that he'd get out of there with just an inch of health left on his Khalid. So looking at the items, actually built the Malefic Gun, Netsky, knowing that because of a lot of close range bursts that can be dished out by Twisted Minds, he wants to be able to create a little bit of space for himself, considering that Omega need to commit a lot of utilities to creating space for their Vexana. So great itemization by Netsky. It's a little thing that might actually have a big impact later on.
Yeah, and with that, they look for the next play here for Omega to potentially finally swing things in their favor. It's all been Ryzen for the past 2 Lords now to keep them in this position where they've bought themselves enough time. And now Twisted definitely going in with a different game plan, a different angle.
Whoa.
Oh, this could be a deadly bush here for Kaloy.
I wonder if Kaloy can sniff it.
Kaloy
walks in and gets caught by everything that Omega can throw at him. Flickers out. He lives.
The deathly grasp of Minguin. I think it missed. That extra inch of Terrify actually would have bought them the time to take down Kaloy, but it just did not land.
What was it? An anticipatory deathly grasp? Did he aim it towards where he thought the Hilda would go?
It was where the Hilda was coming from because it ended up closer to the pixel bush that Kaloy walked out of when Kaloy was already in front of the death bush that Omega set up.
So it's behind.
Yeah,
Did he expect
behind
the Hilda to backstep?
Well, yeah, I'm leaning towards that too. He was thinking that maybe Kaloy would go for the little 2-step back and forth, but no, he just went straight for it. But still, they burnt the flicker out of the Hilda. Could be counted as a win.
Very small win. Lord's coming up here in a couple seconds.
Very small.
Sean also holding on to the EG. He's got his own internal guard. I'm not sure if he's going to switch things up, but might be utilizing some of that little bit of crowd control that comes with that. As Lord is started up by Netsky, but this isn't going to be a full commit just yet as Omega fights for the space here. We'll see if Ryzen can replicate what he's done for the past 2 Lords as Lord evolves. Now that we're past the 18-minute mark, Twisted trying to get in position.
Okay, Perciva spent his quick sand guard. So Twisted Minds have this window. James jumps in, forces a spot from MP. MP gets taken down, and underneath that pit, I'll get a stack. Down goes Netsky, down goes James. Lansu with the mount. Gonna get that reset. And Lansu, he's Perciva, get out of there. What a trade! Out of nowhere, Twisted are up.
Everyone jumped, but everyone clumped for Sean and Al to just deal burst damage AoE. And Omega were not ready for that. James and Netsky get taken out immediately.
Oh, Lansu looking for the mount on the horizon. Can Barbia save him? And he finds out. He leads into the fight. Gets taken down by Sean. One for one. Kaloy looking for that jump on the Perciva. Perciva flickers out. And he gets mounted by Lansu. Lansu's on him, riding him. Underneath tier 3, he gets a quick sand guard.
Last season, it was Sean on the Kimmy. This season so far, it's Sean on the Valentina.
Yeah.
Too good with it. Great timing. The Terrifies from those little shadow strikes that he can dish out, they've been able to make the most out of it. Not even full item build just yet, but he is up to a Divine Glaive and the Lightning Truncheon. Divine Glaive for the counterpart in the Vexana. full items already for the jungles. It is just boiling all down to who can pop immortalities first and who can build that advantage first. Now, that's another thing Omega need to watch out for. When they go in for the dive, Nesky and James, they have to watch out again for the burst that we've been mentioning all throughout, through Sean and MP the King, but also now count Owl's burst damage that is there for him. Radiant armor just picked up by Lansu.
Oh no, is he going to be in trouble? James trying to get away.
Down to a tenth of his health, gets mounted by Lansu. A lot of damage coming in. Can he survive? Brings him the long way around. And one more hit. James gets taken down by Lansu. A disaster for Omega, but they look to punish Kaloy. Lansu gets on out of here. And they both pop. Down goes Nevsky. Immortality out on birth, and he gets taken down. Owl gets a double. Ryzen and Mingwin left inside their base.
They have a wave pushing down at mid, and Mingwin and Ryzen are left alone on the defense here. Can they stay in the game?
Mid, tier 3 gets taken down. Phantom Steed by Ryzen just to clear these waves. MP the King space escape in. No waves. Twisted Minds shift their vision over to the Lord.
No minion waves. Omega still in this. One of the biggest problems now is how are they going to find a good timing for Nesky to entry with the Blazing Duet? Kaloy's power of wildness, the ultimate of the Hilda. He's been single-handedly messing up Nesky's entries. And then Sean just caps it off. Free Lord for Twisted.
Nevsky's not even part of the equation. He's still 5 seconds off of spawning as Twisted score. Get this, their first Lord in this 21-minute game.
And that's why Ryzen had just called on the Phantom Steed and gave him a thumbs up there. Like, yep, all right, you guys got this one. And now they have to defend against this. There is a potential here for Omega to go ahead and clear this out, keep things under control. The only tower right now down is that mid turret in the base. We'll see if they make it work. A winter crown available for Nevsky. He knows he's probably going to need it for this base push from Twisted. They've got to deal with the Lord first. Here's a conceal play from Twisted. Are they going to push it?
Looking for targets. James popped very low. Space escape. He will survive as he gets into the fountain. Lord getting taken care of by Omega. They will clear it, but they will lose their tier 3 down bot. Top lane up next for Twisted. Up 6,000 gold. Quick up on Nevsky as he gets hit by these turtle guards, stolen away by Mingwin. Kaloy traded out for. Bottom lane waves coming through. 3 defenders for Omega. Make that 2 as Mingwin can't stand the heat. And now Ryzen is just pushing in, trying his darndest. Just taken down, but traded out for a shot, and that's it. Twisted Minds take the series.
They will not start off the season 0-3. Kaloy with the hype, with the words, and Twisted Minds with the victory.
Nevsky got blown up. I don't think he was even expecting that in that last fight there. And once they lost him, Twisted Minds knew exactly what they had to do there as they get the victory in the series, 2-1.